Hey everybody, it's Carla.
And Caesar.
Welcome back to another episode of Carla and Caesar's Modern Life.
What episode is it?
Episode 37. I was about to say 73.
73.
37.
Is it 37?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep that intro, it's funny.
37, episode 37.
Hey.
We're back here. We're here at the Hits 101 radio studio. The new one, they just improved it. So as you can see, if you've ever seen it.
Renovated it.
Yep. We're doing this right before the Rodriguez show, so we thought, why not do it in the studio here?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel in here in the studio?
I feel good. Yeah, it's nice. It honestly feels good now that it's
upgraded.
Yeah.
Yeah, because last time we recorded here, you said you couldn't really get into it because we were in a different place.
Mm-hmm. But this lighting is cozy and feeling good, and it's been a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Drank an energy drink, so I'm ready.
Oh, shit. All right. You got the energy.
Yeah.
We're here in the studio, like we said, and it is the Tuesday after Halloween. It's November 1st, so we're recording this. It'll be out hopefully November 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a lot of stuff happen. But first, let's do the self-help stuff right away. We started doing the daily affirmations. It's only been a few days in, and I think it's been working well, right?
I agree. Mm-hmm. Shout out to our friends Andrea and Eric who recommended that we do this. They've been doing this thing where they say what they're grateful for every morning, and they've just been manifesting a lot of things together. So we figured, why not,
try it ourselves.
Yeah. And it's been great. I've been in a great mood the last 3 days, and I'm going to keep it up. We're going to keep it up. Likewise,
yeah. You start with a positive mindset in the day, and it feels good.
Mm-hmm. Even at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
No, it really helped. Like this morning, I was like crabby waking up because obviously I wanted to keep sleeping.
Yeah.
And then I automatically assumed that I just hadn't gotten enough rest. But then you reminded me like how many hours I actually got. And it was more than I thought I had actually slept. And so it like changed my mood, that and the affirmations. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm okay. Like I'm up now. Like it's just getting out of bed. That's really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's tough. Especially, especially, you never get used to waking up at that time. At 4 o'clock in the morning.
I never go to bed early enough when I'm supposed to.
But
I'm working on it.
Yeah, you're working on it. You'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that we just started doing, and it's been really good.
Highly recommend.
And then over the weekend, we did the Rodriguez Show Halloween Fest. So that was on Saturday, and we had it at 2nd Street Events at my friend Num's place, and it was a success, I would say. All the performances were great. Everybody that helped out. I mean, there's a lot of people that helped us make it happen, so we were able to pull it off. Did you have a good... I mean, you were there. How was it for you?
My experience was different than when I've been a audience member in the past, but... it was still great to see everybody and like see how it came to be, like from an idea to an actual thing. And I was just really proud of you, and like to see you like do what you love to do is like, I feel like that's such a cool thing to witness. So it was great in that respect for me. Like I was like, just really proud of you, but wishing that I had set up the bar so that I could work it. Yeah, work it the way that I would have wanted to. Just because I feel like it would have been really easy to set up a system, but since there wasn't, it was frustrating. But I got through it. I had some help from your mom and your sister and Dre and Renee and Andrea. So that was great. It was great to like hang out with people throughout, and that made it for me for sure.
Yeah.
Setting up too was cool. It was a lot of fun setting up on those 2 days that we came together to like brainstorm and then actually like start putting things together. Like that part was really cool. I love seeing things from like finish to end.
Yeah,
it's satisfying.
It was great. Yeah, we had access to the venue all week, so we were able to go in there a couple times and try to like fake things up leading up to Saturday. But I think me and Mondo got a little too confident with how ready we were for Saturday that we kind of left everything to the last minute.
I see.
And so that made it so we were scrambling to do a lot of things at the very end, and so it might not have been as organized as we would have wanted. But it's like, yeah, I think in the past, like I've stressed out too much leading up to it, and I feel like I didn't stress out enough for this one, not in a bad way, but like I was like, oh, there was things that before I was like overthinking, and then this time I didn't even think about them because I was trying to not like stress out too much and like worry about my mental health. But then I was like, there has to be a in between how it happened this time and in the past how I've handled it.
Yeah.
But it's like we talked about, like it's all about learning how to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like if you were there though, and as like a guest or somebody just coming through, like you wouldn't have noticed anything that we did because everything went really well. We had the performances. We were a little behind because we started a little late, but it was great. Everybody killed it. Everybody did a great job. Even like when we had technical issues, we got through them really, really quick. The cops came and gave us a warning, but it was all good after that. Yeah, I know. There was a moment that I wanted to share when there was a group that we had there performing called Spiffy Green, which is a lot of great people from Orange County coming together and performing, and LA, Mellow Things from LA. And at that, I was like, no matter what, I was like, I'm gonna make sure to enjoy this set. And so I was there having a great time enjoying the set. And I was talking to my friend Tracy, and she was like saying like, yeah, this is like a full circle moment for you. Like you did it. You used to have parties in my mom's house that were Halloween parties for fun, and now it's like an actual thing. Yeah. And I was like, yeah. And so
like people bought tickets to come hang out at your event. Yeah. That's crazy. That's so cool.
Like I would say at least 80 people, and that's amazing. And so yeah, so that moment I had while I was watching that, and I was watching it from in front of the stage where we had artists perform, and we also had a stage that was on a roof of the house that we had that was for DJs, and Mondo was up there, and he basically had that same moment too, where he was like, "Oh shit, we did it," and it was funny because we didn't have
it happened at the same time for you guys.
Yeah, but we were not like together when it happened.
Aww,
so it
that's
was like
amazing.
We both had an epiphany, like, "Oh shit, like we did a good job with this."
And you guys were on the same wavelength. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you listen to the Rodriguez show, like I did, obviously we did an extensive, breakdown of everything that went down, and I won't repeat myself too much on that, but it was just, everybody that performed, everybody that helped us, all the vendors, like people that worked the door, like
your mom,
my mom that helped sell the food and stuff.
Ricardo, like, Jasmine.
Yeah. It was just, it was great. Like, and even the people that attended, like there was some people that were drunk, but there wasn't any major issues. And that's all you can hope for.
Shout out to the homie Eva.
Oh, yeah.
Partied hard.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing
great.
more events soon, but I just want to enjoy that moment because it was a good one.
Yeah, we're still celebrating.
So follow at The Rodriguez Show on Instagram if you don't know anything, if you don't know the show at all. If you're like, oh shit, what are they talking about? You should follow that show because it's good too. So, yeah. Shout out to Mondo too for doing the show for 4 years now, every week.
Yeah, it was great teamwork. Everyone came together, and I think for me, it makes me feel good to see that like everybody else is just as passionate about it as you are. Yeah, because it's like, wow, like just beautiful to see.
Yeah, I mean, there was a moment where during one of the performances, there was a guy that pulled me aside and just thanked me for putting it all together because he's like, I want to discover new music, and I've discovered so many people today.
Wow, that's so cool.
And so I was like, oh shit. Like, I didn't even, it's like people say, like, oh geez, like it's moments like that. But it's like, I didn't even expect that. So that was cool. Like that's the kind of stuff is really validating, at least, So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the highlight of my week.
Same.
Nice.
Is there anything else about your week you want to talk about?
Did I already? No, we haven't talked about it, right?
No.
Okay.
I think so.
Yes. I have been going to bass lessons consistently for the last 2 weeks. It's only been 2 weeks?
I think 3.
3. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. This was my 3rd lesson that I just had, but, I just had 2 back to back, and hopefully that's the plan, is to keep going consistently from here on out. And I played my first song, which you listened to. Thank you. Shout out to the kids. Lost in Looking by Sam Cooke.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful song, super simple on bass, but at the same time, like, I couldn't have done that without Ren's help. So shout out to Ren from One Less Guest. Nice. Thank you to you. And yeah, that was it. I was going to talk about Halloween, but we didn't really do anything besides the Halloween party on Saturday.
Yeah. But shout out to you for learning bass.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I can hear the progress.
Ren said I'm a bassist now.
Oh yeah, because you play a song like you said. So shout out to you. I hope you keep us updated on the progress, and one day you'll play a song for us.
Thank you.
It doesn't have to be soon, just when you're ready.
Thanks. And then I haven't been to improv. I didn't go last week, but I'm planning to go tomorrow.
This week. Yeah. So shout out to you guys that are watching this. We'll get back to the shadow work as soon as we can. But the daily affirmation thing, like we mentioned, it's been helping us a lot.
Yeah. So. And like basically my life is like a whole healing journey. So even though we are not talking about any self-help this week, like I feel like, this is part of it. Like I feel like I'm trying to follow through on what I say more often, just because I hate to be that person, like to say
things and they don't happen.
Even to myself, you know. So yeah, that feels good. And yeah, I encourage you to get out of your comfort zone. That's kind of where I've been putting myself with this improv and bass lessons. But I figured like this is why I quit my job, so that I could do the things that I wanted to do that I couldn't do while I was flying. So might as well like go for it and stop like making excuses, because it was really just me like getting in my own way. Yeah. So I think it's working. You're doing it. For both of us.
Yeah, I agree.
High five, honey.
5. There we go. So should we get into the scenarios? All right, we'll start here with the first one. Am I the asshole for telling my kid's babysitter it was inappropriate of her to shower in my home? I hired a babysitter for my 5 and 3-year-old kids 2 weeks ago. My husband works shifts while I work long hours at a marketing company. So far, we had no issues till yesterday. I came home at 6 p.m. and noticed the babysitter's wet hair and new clothes. She told me she took a shower after one of the kids spilled milk on her. I was confused but visibly upset, but she tried to reassure me the kids were fine because my husband watched them while she took a shower, which only lasted for a few minutes. I was more than confused that my husband was home and when he had a shift to cover. I told her I don't think it was appropriate for her to shower in my home like that. She argued it was fine and that she had no choice and couldn't leave the milk on her like that. We argued and my husband heard the commotion and got involved. He said it was not a big deal as I was making it out to be, but I told the babysitter I did not appreciate how she basically ignored how I felt about this and dismissed my feelings still. She went home, but we still argued on the phone. She thinks she's done nothing wrong, and I said I was being unfair when I mentioned potentially cutting from her salary after that. My husband kept saying I'm overreacting and the poor girl couldn't handle having milk stains on her body and clothes, but I couldn't help but feel it was inappropriate. She should have checked with me. Am I the asshole for this reaction? Just for additional info, I'm the one who pays her, not my husband. I told her to call or text if anything happens. I didn't even know my husband was at home at the time. If you notice, I said I argued with her even before she told me my husband was home. And no, I don't know how big the stain was. She argued that she was covered in milk she didn't want to be covered in milk for 6 hours. He said her husband didn't go to work because he was feeling sick. The babysitter's 24, and she usually brings a bag of clothes just in case. So is she an asshole for doing this?
I think she's not an asshole for her reaction because I feel like it's valid.
Yeah.
But I think she'd be an asshole if she reduced her pay because for work she's already done.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Like if you don't want to work with her, I guess that's your choice, but you're going to have to, she did take care of the kids. Your husband was home. He could have dismissed her if he was like, oh.
Exactly.
And you know, like if you needed the help, then what? I don't know. But I understand, like, it's weird, right? Like, it's like
kind of weird,
unusual.
Yeah.
So it's not an overreaction, but I think you would just be like, hey, like, next time maybe don't do that. And then if it continues to happen, then there's something weird going on or something. Then there's then there's like more to be thought of. But I get it after she said that she usually does that, though. Like, it makes sense, because what if a kid throws up on you? You're gonna be sitting there waiting for the parents to come home.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, or like maybe like if you're taking care of a baby goes to sleep, there's nobody else in the house, you can probably take a quick shower. But I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I would just like but how do moms do it? Like, you have to be able to take a shower, right?
Yeah.
So
because you can put the kid in the crib and as long as you can hear, like. I think it's possible, but I guess it's also like, hey, if I'm gonna go babysit at this house, I'm gonna let them know how I do things.
Yeah.
And if there's clear communication, then there's no weirdness.
That's true. Yeah. If anything, like, maybe she can ask if she's okay with it next time, if there is a next time.
Exactly. So, I mean, not the asshole, but yeah, like, don't cut her pay.
Yeah. Then you'll be an asshole.
Yeah. All right, you got one?
Yes. Okay, so mine says, am I the asshole for making my ex a birthday cake even though his girlfriend told me she had already ordered one?
Oh.
I'm an amateur baker and I like to make cakes for people for their birthdays. My ex doesn't like sweet stuff, but our kids like helping me make cake for him, so I normally make one for him anyway for their sake. This year, his girlfriend planned a party for him, and she told me she had already ordered him a cake, so I didn't need to make one. I told her that was fine, but my daughter kept asking me when we would make her dad's cake and was upset when I said we wouldn't because she assumed I didn't like my ex, and that's why I wouldn't make him one. Since the cake has always been more for the kids than for my ex, I decided to just make him a small one since it's not like he eats cake anyway, and I don't want my kids to think I dislike their dad. I told his girlfriend beforehand that I was going to make a small cake, and she told me not to and that I couldn't bring it to the party. I told her I had to bring it to the party as that's when the kids would give him his gifts. I offered to come early and give it to him before the other guests arrived, and then they could put it away and nobody else would know about my cake, but she didn't agree with me and repeatedly told me not to bring it. I did take it with me in the end, and now she keeps complaining to mutual friends that I did it on purpose to ruin the party and calling me weird for making him a cake after I was told not to.
Oh, no.
Am I the asshole? I don't know. I don't think you're an asshole.
Yeah, because the kids made you do it.
Yeah, and it's like not for her, the girlfriend, or the ex. Like, it's for the kids.
Yeah, it's not a gesture from the ex to the husband, to the ex-husband or whatever. It's like,
and at the end of the day,
wanted me to do this.
Yeah, and her relationship with her kids is probably like her top priority. So like, why wouldn't she just do it for their sake?
Yeah, that's so weird. Like, why wouldn't you understand if you're on the other side of that? Like, you're doing it to maybe she didn't fuck with the kids probably. She's probably like, oh,
apparently
I like
not.
Guy.
She doesn't care about their mental well-being, their happiness.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's sad. So I'm glad you did it. You're not the asshole.
Not the asshole at all. I got one more.
Next year, bring 2 cakes.
Next year, bring just do it to piss them off even further. All right, so I got one more over here. You ready for the last one? Mm-hmm. Am I the asshole for not helping a child when they fell over? Today,
oh, no.
I, 19-year-old male, was waiting for my girlfriend at a local park. I was waiting on a bench looking at ducks in the pond when a child right in front of me fell off his scooter. He was probably 6. I laughed, not out loud. The kid was crying, being dramatic, when his mother came rushing to check on him to see if he was bleeding. He wasn't even scratched. The woman looked at me, seeing me slightly grin, asking why I didn't help him, and I responded, he isn't hurt, so why do I need to help him? She got pissy and said, if he was bleeding from his head, would you help? And I said, probably not. She started having a go at me, acting like I should have helped a random dramatic child up from the floor when he wasn't even injured. I walked away, and from a distance you could hear her yelling. I can't tell if I was the asshole or not, because it wasn't my kid, so it's not my responsibility.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids. This is a scenario written by the ex. No. I mean,
I don't know. Like,
you're the asshole for
Go ahead.
If he was bleeding and you said no, like, that's an asshole move.
Yeah. But also, you could have helped, and then you could have offended somebody out there. Like, don't touch my kid.
Exactly.
Type of thing. So I think in this situation, you did the right thing because I wouldn't want a stranger to touch my kids.
Yeah.
So and you can't assume that, you know?
And it's also like I get his perspective of why he kind of thinks of kids like that. Because I remember the kids that would run loose in the mall when we were to the mall. I would see kids that they were playing in the fountains where they clearly shouldn't have, and I would laugh if they fell in the fountain. And maybe they got hurt or something. But I was like, well, there's people right there that can help them.
Yeah, they're fine.
They're fine. Even Reddit said this guy was an
funny.
asshole.
Oh, Reddit said that this guy's an asshole
for it, but I don't know. I mean.
Yeah, because I don't think so, because I really feel like he probably said like he wouldn't have helped if he was bleeding, because at this point you've already like assumed that he's not going to, and you're just like being annoying in a way a little bit.
But he's also a 19-year-old guy, so I mean I can also see like maybe he came off as a dick to the...
Yeah. But I feel like if you saw a kid bleeding, you'd probably check on him.
Yeah. I think anybody would. I think he was just saying that, like you said. So, not the asshole, but if you did see a kid bleeding, you should help him. So that was it. That was our episode for this week, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to follow me on Instagram. You can follow me at IamCesarRod. Where can they follow you? On
Instagram at CarlaRod89.
Nice. And then my other show, I already mentioned, at The Rodriguez Show on Instagram. And if you want me to produce your podcast, hit me up at Cesar Rod Podcast and Video. I can do it in person in Southern California. But if you're somewhere else, I can edit for you and I can help you get set up remotely. And anything else? What about you? Where else can they follow you?
I was just going to say, do it. If you want to start a podcast, it's fun. You won't regret it. And you get out of your comfort zone.
Exactly.
You can also follow my plant page, Plant Parenthood OC. Ask me plant questions, share pictures of your plants with me. Yeah.
Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment anything you thought. And that's it. Remember to take care of yourself and each other.
We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.